Evening, everybody. It's 5:17 on this Wednesday evening, and this is your closing comment video number 2049. And it was somewhat of an interesting day. There was a 5-year bond auction that went incredibly poorly. Rick Santelli gave it a D minus, and in view of that, it wasn't such a surprise that the 10-year, which was trading at 486 10 or 12 days ago, closed at 418 today, which is substantially higher. Okay, I'll get to the stocks in a minute because there's a whole bunch of earnings, but the Dow was down 99, and the S&P was up $3.95. I expect that on the basis of the IBM earnings, which were a beat, and the stock is up about $9 right now, that will help the futures overnight. Nasdaq up 56, S&P up 395, transports down 137, and the Russell down 1440. That was actually right behind the transports as far as biggest move down. Chart on the screen is the oil. They have a settlement here at 75.09. I assume that's the open outcry market because right now this is trading 75.34 at the close of the electronic session. So I assume we'll see that up a little more. And energy was the leading group today. Nat gas was up 9 cents. The gold was down 980. Not really a surprise when you see that 10-year up there at 418. But the silver was actually up 42 cents, 22.89. Bitcoin up 465 at 3970, although it was much higher. It was well over 40,000 during the day. The dollar was down 36 cents at 103.03. And the bonds in general, the long bond down 19/32, or roughly 5/8. Okay, earnings. Tesla was a miss, top and bottom. The stock had closed at 207.76, got down to 195.39. Last is 201.23. That's down $8. The saving factor here that's bringing the stock back a little is the fact that margins increased. I think they were about 16.3 last quarter. The street was looking for 16.6 for this quarter, came in at 17.1. IBM beat both top and bottom line. It had closed at 173.98. The high was 184.91, so about $11 higher. And the last is 182.45. That's up 851, and that's roughly 50 Dow points that'll get added onto the futures when they reopen. Lam Research, also a beat, top and bottom line, had closed at 848.64, got as high as 870. Last is 857.11, and that's up 26.72. United Rentals, URI, closed at 577, also a beat, and it has been as high as 600.85, and that's exactly where it's trading, on the high, and up 22.78. ServiceNow has been all over the place. They beat. The stock had closed at 764.79. It immediately moved all the way up on the headline to 796, and then came down and made a new low on the day at 743. Last is 755, and that is up $1.58 on the day. And SLG, SL Green, this is an REIT. They obviously beat. The stock was 45.64. It got as high as 47.32. Last is 46.20, and that's up a half a buck on the day. So kind of an interesting day. Tomorrow being Thursday, of course, we have our let's see, we have 8:30. We have advanced Q4 GDP. uh, GDP deflator, durable goods orders, durable goods ex transportation, claims day, weekly and continuing claims, and December goods trade deficit, always a deficit, currently expecting around the 90 billion area. The last one was 90.3 billion. And retail inventories and wholesale inventories. So a lot of stuff there. At 10 o'clock, after the market's already open, we have December new home sales, and at 10:30 we have the weekly gas inventories. There were slightly more stocks down than up today. Volume again down to 5 billion. So far in the last week, we've gone from a 6.4 day to 5.9 to 5.6 to yesterday's 5.2 to today's 5 billion. On the NYSE, we were 5 to 4 to the downside, and on the NASDAQ, we were um, 2,400 to 1,867 advances. So about 1.4 to 1 to the downside. Energy was the feature today. On the weak side, we had material, consumer staples, industrials, utilities, real estate, and healthcare. Information technology and financials were up there with energy, as was communication services. I'll be back first thing in the morning with all those early numbers for you. Have a good evening. Hope you had a good day.